Okay, here we have the new HUSHPOWER moderator. Same people who do the moderated shotguns that I like so much. They do one model at the moment, 1/2 inch UNF up to 6mm, and really good value. Let's have a look at it. That's the tool for undoing it. 243 proof there. Very nice looking. Matte, it's incredibly light. Bet it's not £1/2. Okay, so I've just loosened the thread using the tool. Cannot believe how light this is. Normally with a moderator, if you buy solid steel, they last forever, but they're twice the price, and often not serviceable. This is aluminium, very, very light. It cannot last, 10,000 rounds of 243 like your Pez and your A sutras can. But I think most people would take the lightweight. I mean, this thing's 250 grams compared to what a normal mod's 500-600. Here's the baffle stack. It's all one piece. Very interesting shapes here. Very interesting. So clearly they've tried something innovative there. And this presumably will be a replaceable part, in that, say you were to wear this out after lots and lots of shots and it got burnt, misshapen. Although there's no actual baffles to burn out, but say it got cut up, you could just buy that bit, screw it into your existing mod, because that's the bit that comes out. I don't know what the cost of that would be, but I'm sure the saddlery and gun room would sort you out. They really are very good at customer service. Anyway, so that's the baffle stack. Fascinating design. It is light steel. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it, really. That cannot last as long as the solid steel mod, but it's incredibly cheap and incredibly light, and I don't know it, but I expect that this is a replaceable part, and of course it will be a lot cheaper than the whole mod. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But obviously on a rimfire you're not going to wear it out, but light steel, heavy loads, it is going to cut into it. But that said, as I say, there's no baffles as such. Very innovative design, very interesting. Anyway, we'll take it to the range and see how it compares. But it is light, compact, good looking, well finished, and by the looks of it, a lot of thought's gone into it. Okay, I've got the very compact and lightweight HUSHPOWER Bobcat here, 1/2 inch thread, 230 grams or whatever it is, very light, really good stalking mod. I'm going to compare it now to the very well respected DM80 on Simon's 223 AI. Now, the noise on the camera will not be accurate because the cameras can't record such high levels of noise well, but we'll do a subjective comparison on it, see what we think. So this is a shot with the DM80 on, and then we'll just immediately swap to the Bobcat. Okay, pop this on please, sir. It looks good. I love the conical rear bit of it. It looks really nice the way it goes onto the barrel. Some mods look so ugly the way they join on.
Ready?
Yep. Very good. Bloody hell, that's quiet. I am impressed by that. Wow, I mean, all of the crack is gone, just left by this kind of sort of pachu noise, isn't it? It's
yeah, that's nice. Again?
Yeah. Wow, that's one of the best small caliber moderators I've heard.
It's impressive, that.
Sheesh. And it's got a 6mm hole in the end as well, because it's rated for 243 and proofed for 243. That is very quiet.
Yeah, it was significantly less boomy, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
The DM80 is fairly good on that.
The DM80 is fairly good. Very light as well. I mean, you know, that's not a full-on steel mod. That's, you know, sort of lightweight one. I think they're only about 225, 230 grams. Well, there's a side-by-side comparison. It's certainly... let's have a look at that on the ground. What else have you got there, Si? I've just stood on the Swaros, whoops. Yeah, so very small, very compact. I mean, the DM80 is not a large mod either. I mean, that's a very slimline mod, isn't it? Yeah. So size stripping the DM80 here, you can see the baffles. I've already done this for the Bobcat. Has one of the most interesting stacks I've ever seen, Si. It's cut at some crazy angles. You've never seen anything like it. You know, your normal sort of perpendicular baffles, you could forget about that. It looks like someone's gone completely crazy with a Dremel in there, but it doesn't half work.
That was very effective. I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
Expect such good results.
Yeah, indeed. Interesting.
I think I might leave this one on for the day.
Yeah, you're welcome. It silences the mini-mags, which are quite snappy, on my 2.2LR very well as well. And the other thing I've noticed about it is it doesn't foul very badly with a rimfire like a lot of calibers, a lot of moderators do. I have no idea why, but I can put, you know, hundreds and hundreds of rounds through it, and what would have gummed the sack up, something rotten, and, you know, would almost be obstructing it. I took that apart yesterday and stripped it, and there was literally no rubbish in there at all. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm getting on really well with it, and those are 160 quid new.
It's a good mod. It's just you know, it's slightly fine, maybe.
Put the DM80 back to where it would sit.
That's hard to actually gauge.
Is there not a marker on your barrel? Let me come around the other side here, hang on.
Yeah, there you go. Option.
So it's about 2 inches longer? 2.25?
Yeah.
Well, it's not the end of the world. And you've got the advantage, of course, that it's not heating up this section of your barrel where it goes over it.
It's quite difficult to moderate. The 2-3 is quite a loud caliber. Really.
It is relative to the 204s and the 17 rems. Yeah.
So it doesn't use a lot more powder. It just seems to be a lot more boomy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't expect it to be that good, to tell the truth, because the DM80 is not really beaten very often, but that was impressive. Okay, we're testing various moderators here on an HMR. Notoriously difficult to get the crack down in an HMR. What we have on at the moment is the excellent DM80 over barrel rimfire moderator. This one's actually got the 2.2 baffle stack, not the 1.7. It has shortened the gun nicely, and we're just going to have a go with that. We've also then got a very interesting new centerfire moderator in 1/2 inch from HUSHPOWER called the Bobcat. Now this is very, very light. We're talking, you know, 200 grams in a very, very light, almost like a rimfire moderator. But it's nice and quiet, even on the bigger calibers. You see this one here is proof for 243. It comes apart, and there is a fascinating baffle stack in here. I've never seen anything like it. I will show you that in detail in a minute once we've tested it. And we've also got a rimfire moderator that I'm very taken by, the Scirocco 2. This is interesting. It's got conical baffles in it, all of which are strippable. I must admit that I prefer both the looks and the sound signature of these to the SAC, which is your definitive 2.2LR moderator, really, certainly in the UK. Similar sort of money, sort of £40, really good value. But interestingly, this is the sort of weight that this Bobcat is. Now these are only £160 retail. So this is a bit of a value option, this, and yet I'm very impressed by the build and the finish here where the threads go. So we'll see how it sounds. But we'll start with the superlative DM80 with a 2.2 baffle stack. This is a 1.7 HMR. You will not be able to tell what the sound are like on the camera. It will nowhere near accurately enough record the sounds. You're just going to have to trust us on our impressions. Okay, so here we go. Here's the DM80. Okay, maybe another. We're actually getting quite a lot of noise from the impact of the round, aren't we?
That's right, yeah.
Need to shoot further away, really.
Okay, going again, sending.
Okay, so we're getting a minimal kind of blast, but there's a crack, a small hypersonic crack, which the HMR is famous for, and then we're hearing the splash. Okay, that's good. Certainly not as hypersonically snappy as some that I've heard. That is the HUSHPOWER Bobcat going on, which has got a greater than 6mm exit hole. So this is certainly not 1.7 specific baffles. Okay, so that's the HUSHPOWER Bobcat. Let's see what our impressions of this are.
Okay, firing. Slightly louder. Not a lot.
Might be minutely louder. Yeah. Certainly not a big difference one way or another. Might be the larger exit hole.
Firing. Yeah, that is a bit more of a crack.
Okay, right, now we're on to the Scirocco. Don't know what the exit hole is on this. Don't think it's proof for 243, put it that way. I have found in moderator testing over the years that one of the big things that really helps is getting the exit hole, the caliber of the moderator as small as possible compared to what you've got on my 20 caliber DM80, which is just remarkably quiet. I'm using a 20 caliber one. You can't even shoot 2.2 through it. So maybe that's what let the HUSHPOWER moderator down ever so slightly there, is that it's proofed up and beyond 6mm. So obviously shooting a 1.7, you're letting a lot of those gases past through the hole. Okay, here we go. We're on to the Scirocco now.
We've got company. So I'll just shoot over there to the right.
That's louder.
Yep, very much so.
Yeah, that is significantly louder than the previous two. It's just that hypersonic crack. It's just more evident.
One more for luck.
Yeah. The other two mods are significantly better.
Yeah.
DM80 maybe edging ahead.
I think the DM80 is actually the best out of the three.
Yeah, but it's also got significantly the smallest stack. It's only for 2.2. So, but all of them are good. But the HUSHPOWER and the DM80 are significantly better than your Scirocco 2, which is comparable to your SAC in HMR. We will also test this later in 223. Ready when you are, mate.
Okay, so this is the same test, 2.2 LR with mini mags using the same three moderators, and it's the DM80 to go first.
I'm going to fire a third shot to make that safe. Okay.
Okay.
Very difficult round to silence the mini mag. Off with the DM80. Was it this one next? HUSHPOWER Bobcat?
The HUSHPOWER Bobcat, yeah, that was the one. That's interesting. That seemed a little bit quieter.
Yeah, a little bit better. And then on to the Scirocco, which is a very significantly cheaper moderator, but very popular still, along with the sack. Strippable, very good value. Let's see how this sounds.
That's about the same.
About the same. So
that's interesting because the DM80 actually came out worst compared to the Scirocco and the HUSHPOWER, whereas on the HMR, the DM80 was by far the winner.
Very interesting that. Very interesting that. So value for money wise, in 2.2LR with the very difficult to silence supersonic mini mags, you're much cheaper. Scirocco 2, which is £40 compared to sort of 130 for the DM80 and 165 for the HUSHPOWER, is really very good. Very good. Okay, that's interesting. So these moderators have different strengths with different calibers and different rounds. Oh, well, there we go. Interesting. Okay, I've called this about 8 different weights, from about 200 grams to about 250. Let's see what it actually is. 239 grams for the HUSHPOWER Bobcat, which is mighty light. Okay.